want to see. Call 387-2323.
LA 21-12671. Offices in Baton Rouge.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12682. Offices in Baton Rouge. Hunt and Hill. Hunt Palmer. Jeremy Hill holding down the middle of the day. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. It's Hunt and Hill. Now on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome in, Hunt and Hill on a football Friday from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio downtown in the capital city. I am Hunt Palmer. He is Hill. Jeremy Hill, Casey Gaines, and Taylor Sharp back there on the ones and twos. As I just said, a football Friday locked and loaded as always. Mr. Hill, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Good to see some LSU football tomorrow, so I'm in a great mood.
We will see it live and in the flesh. Got some NFL action last night, full NFL slate this weekend, full college football slate. We're talking about all of it here over the next 2 hours. Of course, your opening hour on Fridays brought to you by Angel Oak Home Loans. Saints-Falcons in 15 minutes, full NFL preview in 30 minutes, and then SEC action in hour number 2. We start with LSU and Southern, however. I thought about how to preface this game all evening last night and into this morning because, yeah, we're going to talk about the game, but what can we get out of it? All week we've spent saying, yeah, they did this against Florida State, but we won't really know against Mississippi State. Yeah, we noticed this on Sunday, but can we figure anything out on Saturday? And here's the deal. Southern's 0-17 all-time against FBS teams. They've played 2 Power 5 teams in the last decade, Georgia and TCU, and they got absolutely hammered in both games. LSU's going to rout Southern tomorrow. That's not really the issue. The issue is going out there and enjoying your day tailgating, band coming down Victory Hill, the Tigers coming down Victory Hill, whatever happens at halftime. What can we get out from a football perspective? And so I'm going to try to sell you on a couple of things, and you tell me whether or not this is worth a flip. So a lot of teams in Paul Johnson's time at Georgia Tech considered facing someone like Georgia Southern early in the season or late in the season to get ready to play Georgia Tech. I know Georgia looked into this one time. Tennessee is going to be the fastest team LSU plays, and Southern's entire goal on offense is to go as fast as they possibly can. I realize they don't have any pros, and it's not the same type of athlete, but can LSU's defense get anything out of the tempo that Southern's going to show tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll say you'll get something out of it. I think you definitely get the order of operations, kind of something that, you know, you want to get shored up based on that first game. And so if you got a team running plays as fast as humanly possible, you'll definitely have to get those calls in and get that to the linebacker, get that to the defensive line, and you'll have to get lined up. So from that perspective, yes, but the competition you're doing against
a little different. Hidden Hooker's not taking snaps for Southern tomorrow, but they do want to go really, really fast. And so I think there's something to the fact that LSU's got to get lined up, know where you're supposed to be, and let's see if LSU can get through the game with no coverage bust. I think the game plan from Southern is very likely going to be snap it and get rid of it, because if you sit there and try to block LSU, it's not going to go very well. So, you know, I think the tempo may be something that LSU can look at. Certainly tomorrow, LSU is going to kick some extra points and maybe kick some field goals. Let's make sure it works out right. Get that operation down, get the snap, get the hold, and make sure nobody comes free. Can we agree that that is something LSU needs to work on?
Look, that needs to be the first order of business. I think we talked about, you know, kind of having some issues with the kicker. I think Ramos, if you don't block those, I think he drills both for that field goal and that extra point. So I think that's kind of something that I'm not as worried about. But I think getting it blocked up and getting guys in there that kind of know what they're doing, that are comfortable being on special teams, and it's not going to be, you know, something that you're going to have to worry about, because if that's something that you're dealing with all season, oh, man, I don't know if I'm ready to watch that every Saturday. So let's get that shirt up against Southern.
Well, at Ogeron, in his first year, they couldn't kick field goals, and he was like, well, we're just going to go for it because I'm not going to sit here and kick. And now it's got some Pulmonary in him, got a little bit of Will Wade, where sometimes you talk a little bit over your skis, and that at that point he was like, yeah, well, we can't really kick him, so we're going to go ahead and go for it. So hopefully LSU doesn't get into that type of predicament. On the offensive line for LSU, you're going to see a lot of different guys play. You know, Brian Kelly mentioned rotating tackles. Maybe you do that in this game because you can. maybe something you want to look at. But they're definitely going to play different guys because the game's going to get out of hand at a certain point. So, if Emory Jones gets out there and plays, maybe Anthony Bradford can kick out and play some tackle. Again, I don't think he had his best game at guard, so do you want to move a guy who's struggling at guard out to tackle? That may not be a great idea, but there are going to be some opportunities for LSU to look at some other guys.
Yeah, I think that's something that Coach Kelly talked about. I don't think they're just solely happy with, kind of what they saw from the offensive line, especially that right side and that right tackle position. So they're going to rotate some guys around. They're going to do that against Southern. I don't know how many answers to any questions you're going to get from playing them against this team, but I think it's definitely, getting guys that are in there doing the right things, calling the plays, and they're blocking the right guys and doing those things. I think you can learn those kind of things, especially with guys playing different positions on the offensive line. So maybe that's what they can do. But as far as the competition, again, it's not going to be much you're going to learn.
You know what my first play call would be if I was Mike Denbrock? He didn't ask me. I talked to him this morning for the pregame show. But if he were to have asked me, hey, what should I call on the first play? I would have a very simple answer. Trips to the right side, snap it, have two receivers go block, and throw it to 7. That would be the first play I run. Let's get him the football, get the chains moving, get his blood pumping, and get him into the action. Look, whatever you want to say about his body language or his demeanor or whatever went on Sunday, we can help that a little bit if we just get him the football early. I'm listening. If you're one of the people who says he should never do that, he should grow up, well, look, it is what it was. And so we can get him the football. He's pretty good. Yeah. Not like you're trying to get the ball to a guy who stinks and he's pouting because you're not getting the ball and no one wants to throw the ball. Everybody wants him to have the ball, so throw him the ball.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea because I think something that,
Thank you. I'm an offensive coordinator in training.
No, it's a great idea because I think something that can't go overlooked, even though we talk about that offensive staff we had last season, but Kayshawn was getting the ball a lot, and he was making plays, and he was scoring touchdowns. And I think for Kayshawn, he knows just how fully capable he is of going out there and making those plays. And so getting back on that front, getting back to him making plays, I think he's going to open it up for all the other receivers. And I think, doing that to start the game would be a great idea.
And then you got to give some confidence to Malik as well. He took it rough. We saw him after that second muff punt just lay on the turf of the Superdome, and I felt it. I mean, it looked like the game was over at that point. And for a lot of LSU fans, it felt like it was because they walked right on out the dome, and there was very few people there. Well, not very few, but it was a sizable portion of people that were missing in the Superdome after that second punt was down. He's going to go back there to catch punts. Catch and go make a play. I said earlier this week I would not tell him, to coach him, say, hey, you dropped 3 punts this week. It doesn't matter. We're still going to win by 30. That's not how I would coach it. But I would coach it and say, hey, Malik, you dropped 2 punts last week. Guess what? We don't have a time machine here. So we're sending you back out there, and your instructions don't change because you dropped 2 punts last week. Your instructions are the same. If they're right there or you're at a spot where it's around the 15-yard line, throw a fair catch up there. If you got a chance to make a play, catch and go make a play. Don't be gun shy because of what happened. We're putting you out there because we believe in you. Go do it.
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly the thing that Coach Kelly wants to do, especially when you're facing adversity. And I think anytime you win that Florida State game and you just take them out of there, maybe it may not seem that big of a deal. But when things aren't going right and it's easy for everyone on Twitter to start pointing the finger, it's time to rally behind each other. And I think everyone has Malik's back. You saw all the teammates on the sideline, coming behind him. And I think he's going to make a play, man. I think, especially, in a game like this against a team like Southern, I wouldn't be shocked if he has a big-time return. I think going forward, that's the type of things you need for a football program, especially when you're trying to change things around.
And look, there's one guy on this Southern team that looks the part of the SEC-type player. I'm not telling you he'd start at Auburn, but he looks the part, and his production is certainly of that stature, and that's Jordan Lewis. He's 6'3", 225 pounds, and he can flat go as a pass rusher. Well, I'm glad he's coming because LSU needs some work against pass rushers. So if you see 32 in the backfield, don't be stunned, be disappointed because your LSU offensive line should be able to keep Southern out of the backfield. He's the one guy that you've got to worry about. He's from Ocala, Florida. He has every single award you can gather as a Southern player. He's won the Bunk Buchanan Award. He's a preseason All-SWAC first-teamer. He was an All-American last year, the Defensive Player of the Year in the SWAC last year. He looks the part. He's that kind of dude. And every once in a while, Southern pops one of these guys. Certainly do it on the baseball field, and certainly have done it on the football field as well. Aeneas Williams, pretty good player for Southern. He's now in the Hall of Fame. So look, I'm not trying to put Jordan Lewis in the Hall of Fame. Just telling you, That's one challenge for the LSU offensive line. Get out there and stone him. Shut him down.
Look, man, I think we saw that on full display in week 1. Florida State's their best rusher was a guy from Albany.
Yeah.
And so you really can't.
He was a nightmare.
Yes. So I don't think you can just stamp a guy because of school they go to and think they can't play. So I think, for especially, those tackle positions, I think they need all the work they can get, especially Will. I think we kind of talked about it going to the season, especially as a freshman. You're going to have those feast or famine situations, and you're going to have, those reps where you kind of want to have back, but as the season goes, you want to, lessen that. And so if you're going to have a guy, Mr. Lewis, coming to town, probably want to make some sacks and make some plays, it'll be some good competition and some good reps for those guys to get, and hopefully they can shore that stuff up.
There's a possibility late in this ball game, there's only 20,000 people left or so, kind of quiet, kind of sleepy, scoreboard separated by about 40. An old number 5 trots out. No, what's he wearing now? I don't even remember what his 13. Number is. Old number 13 trots out there, and if he hits a play and you hear just huge roar in Tiger Stadium, that's Jeremy Hill. He's screaming. Nuss is going to get out there in the second half of this game, and I'd like to see him run the offense a little bit.
Look, man, I don't know if you remember last year how excited I got when Mason Smith got his first sack when I was running up and down the place. So, yeah, man, I think for me it's I think they really feel comfortable with Jaden Daniels and him being the quarterback. I think if you're up by 40 or 50, you may see Nuss, but at that point, I think you're probably going to be running the football. But as we go, we'll see what this offensive staff does. I think you're going to see a lot of Jaden Daniels. They're going to kind of want him to be familiar with everything.
Yeah, and he will be. And he's an old player, and they're going to get Garrett some snaps in the second half of this game. I feel comfortable with it. Look, Clemson threw Klubnik in there in a blowout and let him run the offense right down the field, throwing it all over the place, scored a touchdown on Georgia Tech when the game was well out of hand. So I'm telling Southern, look, you got a check for $725,000. I'm playing my backup quarterback, and he's throwing it. So that's why you're here. We'll see at the end of the game. That's how I would operate that. So that's LSU and Southern opening hour brought to you by Angel Oak Home Loans. When we come back, little Saints-Falcons preview for you. It's Hunt and Hill.
Hunt Palmer and Jeremy Hill. It's Hunt and Hill.
Storm season. Need a roof inspection, or should something happen over the next couple of weeks, Reliable Roofing and Construction needs to be your first call. Check out the website, reliableroofingbr.com, for a before and after picture of a lot of their work here in the Baton Rouge area. It is a top-notch local business here to serve the Baton Rouge area.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you guys about Reliable Roofing, a family-run, owned, and operated residential roofing company. They've been in business since 2008 with over 30 years of roofing experience.
Look, in a roof, you deserve the best options in terms of amount of shingle options they have. You deserve the best quality of shingle, and when that work is done, a 5-year labor warranty is guaranteed. Plus, Lionel Hayes, the owner, he's going to visit every single site that his crew works on. If you're in the Baton Rouge area and you need someone to inspect, replace, or repair your roof, Reliable Roofing and Construction. Check out the website, reliableroofingbr.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off MSRP on a new 2021 Ford F-150. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights.
Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Catholic Eye and Warren Easton kick off at 7, immediately followed by the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on YouTube, Your View, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is Hunt and Hill on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Opening hour every Friday brought to you by Angel Oak Home Loans. Saints and Falcons, noon on Sunday from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. And, I was thinking about this earlier, Jeremy. Look, Jameis Winston and Dennis Allen are joined at the hip now. And you you more often than not get a second chance in the NFL. You rarely get a third one. And so if Jameis Winston proves he's a turnover machine for 2 years as a Saints starting quarterback and he throws 26 interceptions both years, and that's going to be it for him. If Dennis Allen goes 2 years and misses the playoffs both years and the second one is, 7-11 or 7 and what are the numbers now? 7 and 10. 7 and 10, then he gets fired. He's not going to be a head coach anymore. So these two guys got to be fully invested in making this their last opportunity count. And it starts on Sunday. I know Jameis was the quarterback last year, but obviously he got hurt. And then Dennis Allen dubbed as the guy to lead the Saints out of the greatest era in the history of the franchise. It's a fascinating thing. And I think both guys are pretty well positioned. The roster's good. The talent is there. And they should know better than they did in round one in Dennis Allen's case in Oakland and Jameis's case in Tampa.
Yeah, no, I think they know exactly how important it is for Jameis to kind of cut down on the turnovers, and you kind of saw Sean Payton kind of set that blueprint, going forward for him. But I think they're going to open it a lot more. But I think with that being said, Dennis Allen, he's going to have to stretch out Coach Carmichael to really get that offense going. I know as a defensive-minded head coach, sometimes it's really hard to really balance, how much you're putting in on the offensive side and how much you're really controlling that defense. But for Dennis, he's going to be joined at the head with Coach Carmichael and with, how Jameis starts off this season. And if they can get out to a great start, it's going to definitely be a lot different than, his first 10 years as a head coach. And it could really, propel him into a long career as a Saints coach.
The Saints are 22-10 against the Falcons since 2006. Really, Sean Payton and Drew Brees did own Atlanta for the majority of their tenure there. The interesting thing about this that I hadn't even thought about until today when I started diving in a little bit more, Jameis and Mariota going back at it after they were 1-2. They played the playoff game out in the Rose Bowl. They've kind of been together, and both of them kind of restarting their career in a different spot. I think Mariota's spot's a little bit more tenuous with a quarterback behind him that was drafted. But still, these two guys know each other well. They've been in Heisman ceremonies and playoff games, NFL drafts, and here they are in a season opener.
Yeah, definitely coming full circle for these two quarterbacks. Definitely situations that they probably couldn't have predicted, when they first got into the NFL. But here they are. Jameis is, leading the Saints, and Mariota's leading the Falcons, and these two will get a battle it out. And I'm sure Jameis, feels great about his situation. I'm sure Marcus does the same. So it's going to be a great divisional matchup, and I'm sure Jameis and the rest of the crew is excited to go out there and compete.
What is your first thought on this game in terms of a matchup? For the Saints, it's a pretty good draw. This is a team that we talked about 2 weeks ago when ESPN went and ranked every position group of every team. They were between 22 and 32 just about everywhere. There's just not a lot of talent on this team. Kyle Pitts is a great player. A.J. Terrell is a nice corner, but in terms of the sum of the parts, it's not very good. So where do you point in terms of matchups first in this game?
Yeah, I think for me, it's going to be, for the Saints, especially on defense, I think it's how they really shut down Kyle Pitts. If they can shut him down, I think it's going to really make it tough because I'm looking at the weapons that the Falcons are going to have on the outside. I mean, you got to be dependent on a big time in a rookie in Drake London. Obviously, Ridley's going to be gone for the year, so can't really point to too much. You just lost Russell Gage. It's going to be really, to me, if they can slow down Pitts and if they can slow him down, I really feel great about what they're going to do to the rest of that Falcons offense.
It doesn't appear that Paulson Adebo is going to play. He was out at practice. He was not at practice, not out at practice. He was out because he was not at practice yesterday. So you look at Lattimore over there. You've now lost C.D. Deuce. You've now lost Paulson Adebo. So you're going to shuffle the secondary a little bit. Marcus May is going to be in there for now, and we think Tyron is good to go. But what do you think of this reshuffled secondary now that we thought it was the strength of the team maybe as of 3 weeks ago, and now you look up and you got one guy traded out of town and one guy that's injured and probably not going to play? It changes the complexion of things pretty quick.
Yeah, it definitely changes things, but I think you definitely got a great break. The first week, it's not like you're going against the Buffalo Bills or you're going against the Bucs or anything like that. You get to go against Marcus Mariota and some of these, really, really young receivers that the Falcons are going to have. So if there's going to be opportunity to kind of get a little bit more healthy and, really kind of see what you have in that secondary, it'd be this week to kind of avoid, going against one of those juggernauts. So I think if you're the Saints, getting the Debo back is going to be huge, and then you can start really feeling better about what you have in the secondary going forward.
Like, it's a week-to-week league. We saw the Saints last year come out and absolutely blast the Packers in week one. Then they went and lost to Carolina, and the Packers ended up being just fine after getting dusted in week one. I don't think necessarily that the Rams are done for after what we watched last night. But so whatever they do in week one, it's just 1 week of the 17 games, 18 weeks. But I'm curious to watch this offense and see if they're clicking, because they could be one of the best offenses in the league if it's clicking. They've got as dynamic a playmaker in the backfield as there is. They've got the potential in Michael Thomas to have one of the elite receivers in the league. We'll see what he looks like. We know about Jarvis, and I think Chris Olave is going to be a hit. So how do you anticipate the offense looks coming out there on Sunday?
Yeah, I think it's going to look smooth, man. I think Jameis is really comfortable with what's being asked of him. I think getting, kind of being under the tutelage of Drew Brees very, very early on, in his Saints career, I think that information was so valuable to Jameis. He just seems a lot less sporadic, compared to his time, when he was a Buccaneers quarterback. He seems a lot more control, a lot less turnover prone, and I think, going forward for him, and this offense, I think if he can play that brand of football, it's going to open up the world, because I think Kamara's still one of the top 5 running backs in the league, and I think Michael Thomas is eager to prove he's still one of the top receivers in the league. And then you have so many other, weapons now this season compared to what you had last year. So I'm excited to see how they mix things up. I think Jameis is kind of ready to kind of take that leap that kind of a lot of people are questioning that he may be able to take.
Should be a pretty good atmosphere in Mercedes-Benz Stadium on Sunday. That probably won't be the case in December for this Falcons team, because they're going to lose a lot of football games. But I feel like season opener with the Saints out there, it'll be a reasonable atmosphere. Jimmy's thrown this stat out there a lot. Charlie's had it as well all week long. In week one, in division, home dogs have been as dependable a bet as you can find in the NFL, and it's a really competitive league, so there's nothing that's super dependable, but that's been what has been as good as anything, and that's certainly what the Falcons are here. Do you think Atlanta keeps this thing close? Do you think Atlanta has a chance to win this game?
Yeah, it's so hard to predict the divisional matchups. There's going to be so much emotion and so much kind of little vitriol between some of the teams and some of the players who've kind of been in some of these battles for year in and year out. So it's hard to say. But to me, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around this Falcons team just really, changing, becoming that competitive in this short amount of time, and looking at their quarterback position, just weapons they have. it's just hard for me to see it. So
Doesn't
yeah,
look great out there.
Yeah, it doesn't look great. So I know I don't want to jinx the Saints. So it's just something feels like they're just going to win this game by 10, maybe 14 points, and it's just
send your
what it's gonna
emails to
be.
Jeremy on Sunday after you've had a few drinks and the Saints are 0-1. Look, no, I think the Saints will win the game. If you made me bet the game, I would probably take the points. You give me 5.5 as a home dog, I would probably do that in the NFL. But again, as I said with my NFL divisional picks yesterday, I wouldn't feel great about it. It's such a competitive league. As you'll see when we pick the SEC slate coming up at 2 o'clock, I'm a little more comfortable laying points on the college game, and I'm going to lay some significant points in the college game coming up this weekend. But I think I would take the points of Atlanta. I think the Saints win the game, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if they covered. So Saints and Falcons coming up on Sunday. Of course, you can catch it on Eagle 98.1. It's a noon kickoff from the ATL. Opening hour brought to you by Angel Oak Home Loans. If you're in the market for a new home, or if you're looking to refinance your current home, need traditional financing, Angel Oak Home Loans can help you with that. If you're a little bit of a tougher loan, maybe you're self-employed, maybe you've got a lot of investments here or there, and you've been denied here or there, Angel Oak has got some creative solutions for you. Ryan Schimpf is our guy over at Angel Oak Home Loans. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him at ryanschimpf.com, or you can go to angeloakhomeloans.com and find our guy, Ryan Schimpf. He will get you set up so you can get into the home or refinance your current home. Angel Oak Home Loans brings you the opening hour each and every Friday from 1 to 2 o'clock. We'll come back, go through the entirety of the NFL slate. That's next on Hunt and Hill.
Hold down the middle of the day. This is Hunt and Hill.
Bayou Ford, check out the inventory, BayouFord.com. Whether it's the SUV, the Explorer, the bigger Expedition, whether you want that Bronco, they got the Bronco Sport as well. It's all on the website over there at BayouFord.com. The inventory changes routinely, and they update the website routinely, so you know what's on the lot at Bayou Ford. No longer do you have to go down to the lot, walk around for 3 hours with the salesperson, drive 3 or 4 cars around. You don't have to do that anymore. You can if you want to. They got the inventory, they got the sales staff, but it's easy if you just go online and kind of check what they've got and what you're interested in. If they have it, great. If they don't, they'll customize a vehicle for you. They can get it turned around in 60 to 90 days. When it comes in, they will drive it right to you with one of their 6 full-time drivers they have on staff down there at Bayou Ford.
Yeah, head to BayouFord.com. They have the brand new 2022 Ford Expedition Timberline. That's a Ready Lift 3 kit on there. Also, all new 2021 Ford F-150s. They're getting $14,000 off MSRP, including the Black Widow edition.
We like that $14,000 off MSRP. It's right there on the website. Check out the inventory at BayouFord.com. Bayou Ford, where they're going to do right by you.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7, The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate.
Join us for the next edition of Handy Time. The Monday show started at 11 o'clock. It includes the Brian Kelly press conference. We'll take a look back at LSU and Southern in the weekend in college football. Handy Time, 11 a.m. on Monday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hunt and Hill, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Football Friday edition of Hunt and Hill. Did this last year. We're going to bring it on back. The NFL tiers list. Got 4 tiers of games. Tier 4, not very good. I'm probably not watching. Tier 3, okay. Tier 2, that's some good football. Tier 1, must-see TV. I'm thrilled to report that there are no Tier 4 games this week. I don't see a single matchup on the docket that's just absolutely awful, which credit to the NFL. They know what they're doing. They're going to saturate you with some good football in week 1. So we start with Tier 3, where there's a good bit of action. I start with the Niners at the Bears. Of course, you look at the angle with Trey Lance versus Justin Fields, draft class mates, and they're going to be piloting their franchises at least for the beginning of the season. Look, the Bears allowed the most sacks in the NFL last year. It's hard to believe, considering how bad the Bengals offensive line was, that the Bears actually allowed the most sacks in the NFL. Here come Bosa and Armstead. That doesn't sound great for Justin Fields. But how do you expect those two quarterbacks to perform?
Yeah, I think for me, it's going to be a big test for Justin Fields. I think a lot of people are expecting a lot of return on the early investments in that draft and him to change the things around for the Bears. I just don't see the weapons on that offense to do that. But I think the exact opposite for Trey Lance. I think looking at that offensive line and that run game that he's going to have, looking at Debo, to me, one of the best playmakers in all of football, and Kittle, one of the best tight ends. He's going to have every thing at his disposal, and one of the best play callers. So I think Trey is going to have a big-time performance. I'm not so sure about Justin Fields, though.
Eagles at the Lions in Tier 3. How's the Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith functionality work? Can Jalen Hurts get them to football? The Lions started out 0-10-1 last year and finished the last 6 3-3. That's kind of where the galvanization of the franchise comes from. They're on Hard Knocks. Everybody's loving Dan Campbell. Do they get off to a decent start against the Eagles in Detroit? I'm thinking no.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. It's just hard for me to get behind anything Detroit related, especially looking at golf and just what they got going over there. I know they're going to have a lot of grit. I know they're going to play with a lot of effort. It's going to be a lot of tenacity. I know that coach is not going to let them go out there and lack any effort, but it's the National Football League. Effort just sometimes isn't enough to get you over the hump.
Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl for the Ravens. He will open against them for the Jets in the Meadowlands. Rashad Bateman kind of becoming the go-to guy potentially for the Ravens. He'll see a lot of Sauce Gardner, 4th overall pick, coming up on Sunday. Your thoughts on Ravens at Jets?
For my survivor, just ambitions and wants. I need this to be a big-time performance for Mr. Truss and company. So, yeah, I need the Jets to be the Jets. I need to show why they had so many first-round picks
bite
this
you
year.
again.
And, yeah, I need Sauce to, probably have too much sauce the night before and kind of be a little heavy. So, yeah, let's go Ravens.
Look, Jimmy and Charlie were talking Survivor in their show a little bit earlier and said never take a road team. I'm sorry, the road teams are all better this week, so we both went with road teams. Jags at the Commanders. Jacksonville's lost 17 straight on the road. That is not very good. They haven't won a road game since COVID was invented. which I guess it was invented technically. So, no, they have not won a road game since 2019. Not great.
Yeah, I think that continues to trend. So normally I wouldn't ride with my boy Carson Wentz, walk it to him Wentz, but I think in this scenario, I just don't see the Jags paying Christian Kirk $24 million. Sheesh, man. I can see why y'all don't win very much. I just don't see how the Jags turn
They spent a lot of money in the offseason. I just don't know if the players are any good. The Colts' sixth starting quarterback in 6 years, Matt Ryan, will lead them down to Houston to play the Texans. I've got it as my survivor. Jimmy's drinking the Davis Mills Kool-Aid. I don't feel good when the Oddfather's on the other side, but here we are. I got the Colts going down to Houston and getting a win.
Yeah, I think, as much as some people want to believe in the great Davis Mills, I just can't get on that bandwagon yet. I think, it's just I think they're a little ways away. And for me, I think the Colts, man, they just have built an old school football team. It's going to be a team you don't want to be playing every single Sunday. It's going to be ugly, but they're going to play physical and play good defense. So I think that's a brand to, give the Texans a lot of trouble. So I got the Colts there.
Last one in Tier 3, the Giants are in Nashville at the Titans. The Titans are 25-3 when Derrick Henry runs for 100 yards. I'm assuming they will try to get the ball to King Henry a significant amount on Sunday. You like the Titans to beat the Giants? You like Danny Dimes to get off on the right foot?
I said it. I'm never betting with the Texas A&M quarterback ever.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm taking Danny Dimes in this situation. Not backing Tannehill ever. I know. And then it's the Bama running back. So definitely nothing going on for my flavor over there. So, yeah, let's
They ditched the Ole Miss wide receiver, sent him to Philly.
Let's get some Danny Dimes in the building. Let's see if he can pull the upset
Here's
off.
some better football. Tier 2, Steelers at the Bengals. Bengals got a little bit of a hangover maybe. Mitch Trubisky with the Steelers. Look, that new O-line gonna get in Cincinnati, gonna get a test. TJ Watt is coming to town. Hopefully, it holds up pretty well. You like your old team to beat the Steelers?
Yeah, I do. I think for me, I'm really concerned about the cornerbacks of the Steelers. I know they got T.J. Watt. I know he's always going to be a presence, but I don't know how they're going to match up with Jamar and these receivers. And I love what Joe Mixon brings in the run game. So yeah, man, that's my AFC representative. So I got to roll with the crew. I got to roll with the Joey being the crew.
Your other old team, the Patriots, headed down to Miami. Apparently, Bill doesn't like the heat. He sent them down there 3 days early to get acclimated because they can't win down there. Look, Miami has won 3 straight against New England. The Bama boys playing quarterback, it's Tua and Mac Jones. Who you like, Pats at the Dolphins?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm going to actually go with the Dolphins here. I just too many question marks for that Patriots offense, and I think they're just slightly better, and I think the Patriots just have, for whatever reason, they just do not play well in that heat, especially early on in the season. It's just not a great record in that building. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Tua to find a way to get the job done and start the season off on a bang.
I like that as well. What were you doing in 2004?
2004. That was almost 20 years ago. Shoot, man. I was in elementary school then.
Yeah, Jeez. I was a sophomore in high school. I was getting a driver's license, which was exciting. I was also, I wasn't in the numbers celebrating the Browns going 1-0, but I should have been because they haven't done it since. Since 2004, they have not won on opening weekend. That is atrocious. That is 17 years.
That's pretty bad. Yeah, that's kind of like Sacramento Kings territory of them not making the playoffs. Like it's been about 6
years. All you gotta do is win one game. No one loses 17 in a row in the NFL in anything.
Yeah, it's bad.
Well, I shouldn't have said that because the Jags have lost 17 straight road games, so maybe they do. But certainly the Browns qualify. They're playing the Panthers. The Baker boy going to be playing for the Panthers. He's got Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney coming at him. Who you like in that one, Browns and Panthers?
I'm going to go with Baker, man. I'm going to give Taylor Sharp some love here with his boy Baker. I just don't love the dysfunction with the Browns right now. I think that's a lot going on with that roster, and I don't love the quarterback position. So I'm gonna go with Baker. I think they pulls off the win in week 1.
Sunday night game, Bucks at the Cowboys. Bucks have interior offensive line issues with Jensen out, and they're trying to shuffle some guys around. We know Tyron Smith went out for the Cowboys at left tackle. What injured offensive line can keep their quarterback upright, score some points? I think that's probably where this game is won. You like old Tom, or are you going with Dak?
Ooh, it's a tough one. It's gonna be a big time game, but I'm gonna go with the Bucks here, and I'm hearing Chris Godwin's a game time decision, which I don't know how that's humanly possible, but they're gonna try
run around with no knee brace this week.
Yeah, they're gonna try out Godwin, Evans, Julio, and Gage. That's gonna be tough, man. I think Tom can get it out quick enough to those guys to kind of massage that. So I'm going to go with the Bucs here.
All right, Tier 1, must-see TV for me. I think these 3 games are really, really good. I'll start with the Packers and the Vikings. I had this as best win on the board back yesterday, talking about the Vikings, able to take the Packers on at home and basically get a 2-game lead on them from the start. The Packers have no wide receivers. Bakhtiari may be out on the offensive line. He may be a game-time decision. It just doesn't matter because 12's back there. Is that what we think?
Yeah, I think so, man. It's just hard for me to bet against that, man. I think they're showing this record in like past 3 years. He's only lost 3 division games in the past 3 seasons. Yeah. It's just hard to top that, man. So yeah, I'm gonna ride with that until I see something different.
Got my Kirk Cousins purple on here. You like that?
Oh my God.
You like that?
No, I don't like
Kirk. Give me a win. We like that. Chiefs at the Cardinals. I'm fascinated by this game. The Chiefs have kind of reloaded their receiving core with hyphen names: Smith-Schuster, Valdez-Scantling. They're going to be running routes for Patrick Mahomes. Kyler's going to be running routes. It's going to be a fantasy football paradise out there in Arizona. You like the Chiefs to go down there and win, or you think Kingsbury and Kyler get it done?
Yeah, I like the Chiefs in this one. I think especially to me, I haven't seen Kyler solve that question mark when Hopkins isn't in that lineup. He's going to be suspended for the first 6 games. So I don't know if I trust Kyler in that scenario. I like Patrick. I think they're going to have their backs against the wall. Still has Travis Kelce. So, yeah, I got Mr. Mahomes in this one.
And Raiders at Chargers is my other Tier 1 game here. These 2 stats actually floored me a little bit. When you think about the talent on the Charger team, what we all think of their roster, I picked them to win the Super Bowl yesterday. Last year, they were the worst in the NFL on third down defense. The worst. They also were the worst in the NFL in fourth quarter points allowed. If they're just average on third down on defense and don't throw up all over themselves in the fourth quarter, which admittedly, as Hester will tell you, is what bad teams do, they got the dudes to go out there and win a bunch of games. They're at home. Raiders coming to town. Carr, Adams. That's a solid crew. You got a couple more options there with Waller and Renfro. What do you think about this one in the AFC West?
No, it's going to be a big-time game. It's going to be a lot of stars on that field, a lot of big-time playmaking power on that field. I like the – I'm going to go with the Chargers here. I think for me, Justin Herbert's like right on the cusp of being one of the best quarterbacks in this league, and he has a lot of weapons to play with and a lot of weapons to throw the ball to. So I think at home and start the season off, I'm going to go with Justin Herbert at home.
All right, let's talk about last night. That's a run through all 4 tiers of NFL action. No terrible games on Sunday. You think the Rams have some issues, or are we just like, whoa, Buffalo, that was something?
No, the Rams have some issues, man. I think anytime I said it before, which is why I wasn't, hammering them going into the season. Anytime we lose Andrew Whitworth, that's a stalwart on that left side, and you saw that that huge hole in their offensive line. Teams attack that, and they're gonna have to go against elite pass rushers week in and week out. And Matthew Stafford isn't getting any more nimble by the day, and so you pair that with I don't love the Allen Robertson signing. They're paying him a bunch of money.
Questioning his effort last night on the Twitter world.
Yeah, so I think Cooper's got to be Cooper, but
he's so good.
Yeah, but that's sometimes that's just not enough, and so you're gonna need a couple more weapons. And if their line isn't holding up and they're double teaming Cooper, it's gonna be tough, man. And then they don't have a run game either. So I think for the Rams, they're gonna have to figure some stuff out. Not saying their season's over or they're out of it, but there's some holes in that offense that they're going to have to figure out a ways around.
Impressively, I was in pajama pants on the couch last night and scored as many fantasy points as Cam Akers, which I got to tell you is pretty impressive effort on my part. May have even had a cocktail while Cam Akers was putting up a bagel.
Look, man, I don't want to get involved with any of that stuff. Look, I know all about that. You're trying to win football games, and people need their fantasy points. So, I know all about the people's grinds with that, with all that fantasy points.
I don't have him on my fantasy team, but if Gray Pugh's listening, he does, and that was a beautiful bagel that Cam Akers threw up there last night. Look, I thought Buffalo looked incredible to turn the ball over 4 times and do that on the road in the opener. Again, we saw the Saints last year, just absolutely dominate the Packers in the opener. Last year we saw inexplicably the Bills just fall apart against the Jaguars and get their butts kicked, and they were one of the best teams in the league. Like, game to game, stuff happens, so I'm not going to put too much stock in it. I think you're probably right. I mean, the Rams did have another wide receiver option who's a free agent in the house last night. Just so happened to be there watching the game, so he was there. We'll see if Odell is in their future plans, but the Bills were really impressive. Josh Allen was awesome, and Jalen Ramsey was getting picked on a little bit last night, which doesn't happen very often. I don't think that's going to happen too often all year long, but that was really, really impressive by the Bills. So that's your run through the NFL slate. To kick off hour number 2, we are going to talk about the SEC football action. We've got Michael Rothstein from NFL Nation's Atlanta Falcons site joining us at 2:15. Still got Take It or Leave It. And our final pick coming up at the end of the show. Your opening hour on Fridays brought to you always by Angel Oak Home Loans. In the market for a buy or a refi, need a loan, Angel Oak Home Loans is your stop, angeloakhomeloans.com. We'll come back and close out hour number 1. I'm going to make all y'all really, really mad, but that's just part of the job. It's Hunt and Hill.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge with Hunt and Hill.
The start of the NFL season is here in a blessed place to practice your touchdown dance on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. FanDuel is kicking off week 1 with a no-sweat bet for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a new customer or already have an account. You'll get free bets if you don't win. Just log in and see for yourself.
Lines are up on the FanDuel Sportsbook. You can keep it easy with money lines for your favorite team, the Hoodats, point spreads, over-unders. You can bet on more than just a final score. You can do player and game props. It's all right there on the FanDuel Sportsbook. It's easy to use, and the best part is when you win, you get paid fast. So if you're new to the FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up with the promo code 1045ESPN to get started. That's promo code 1045ESPN. Either way, celebrate the return of football with a no-sweat bet during Week 1. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 and present in Louisiana. Refund issues and non-withdrawable free bet that expires 14 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-877-770-STOP.
This week on DropBiscuit.com or wherever you listen to podcasts is our new series, Pops, the Louis Armstrong story. Pops is brought to you by New Orleans & Company. Check out neworleans.com and come visit New Orleans. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off MSRP on a new 2021 Ford F-150. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
NFL is back. Our coverage starts Sunday at 10 a.m. with Magnolia Bluffs Football Sunday with Jimmy Ott, immediately followed by the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers at noon, right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is Hunt and Hill on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I don't mean to brag, but in week 1, Jeremy and I both went 7-3 against the spread on SEC football. We give you all our picks for this coming week in 10 minutes. That's coming up at the top of hour number 2. But at the end of hour 1, I want to talk about this. So I am. Major League Baseball changed some rules today. If you heard about this, they're pretty significant. No more shift. You must have 2 infielders on either side of second base, and all of them must have both feet in the dirt. Your thoughts on banning the shift?
I know a lot of people have been complaining about it for a very long time.
Left-handed hitters.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're going to give you a whole entire side of the field to hit, and you can't hit over there. I think a lot of the people who've watched baseball for a long time would say you probably should learn how to hit the opposite way. So you know what? I'll go old man on the porch with that. I think I have no issues with the shift.
There you go. It's not only me that's yelling at clouds and barking from the porch. Look, people that say this is like banning the dime defense in football, I totally disagree with that. They've told you in the past where you could and couldn't do and stand in basketball. You can't defensive 3 seconds. You can't play zone in the NBA for a long time. There have been rules like this, and this negatively impacts left-handed hitters more than right-handed hitters. You can't really shift a right-handed hitter like a left-handed hitter and put somebody in shallow left field because you can't throw anybody out from there. So it's not the left-handed hitter's fault that they picked first bases on the right side of the field. The left side of the field you have to run to, or the right side of the field. So I understand this. I also totally get the argument of if they give you a whole side of the field, hit to it, and I'm probably more so on that side of things. But I'm wishy-washy on that. You tell me the rules, we'll play by them. I despise the next rule. Despise it. They are limiting your pickoff throws to 3 per time a runner's on base. So if you got a runner on first base, you can only pick off 3 times. If you pick off the 3rd time and you don't get him, it's a balk, and he gets to go to second base. If he steals second base and you try to pick him off twice at first, and now he's on second, you still have 3 turn and throws to second base. But it really only applies to first base. And they're trying to speed everything up. But I hate this. If you try to pick twice on a speedy base runner late in the game, now he can just go. Like, I realize you can throw over there again, but pickoffs are part of the game. Left-handed pitchers have really good pickoff moves. It's how they hold runners. It's just part of the game. Yeah. And because whiny 13-year-olds don't want to watch pickoff throws, I don't feel like changing the fabric of the game that much.
Yeah.
There's a pitch clock that's been put in. I don't really care about that because I don't think it's going to matter. This pickoff thing, as basically a baseball purist, I like tradition. I like the way things have always been, kind of. This drives me nuts.
Look, as a guy who didn't hit a bunch of home runs when I played baseball, I'm licking my chops at a rule like this because, after that 3rd pickoff, what's to stop you from getting the largest lead known to human history if they can't pick you off? Like, what's going to stop you from taking just the hugest, most disrespectful lead ever? I'm sure teams are going to start taking advantage of that. I mean, you're going to have to be very smart with how you choose to, pick off people. I don't know, man. I guess they're trying to speed this thing up, get more eyes, but it's just how far.
And they'll say if we have more steals, that's more action. It's more exciting to watch. And I hear all that, even though sabermetrics say you can't steal because you're giving up more outs than you need to. But that's too much. That's a bridge too far to me. So they're just trying to get more offense. The guys are throwing 1,000,000 miles an hour. Strikeouts are an all-time high because everybody throws 100. And I get it. And I understand why they're trying to do these things. I just vehemently disagree with limiting pickoffs. Andy Pettit's ability to continue to pick off against a speedy base runner and hold him there is part of the reason Andy Pettitte is a great pitcher. Not the majority of the reason he's a great pitcher, but part of it. Kyle Hendricks for the Cubs has an awesome right-handed pickoff move, and he's very accurate throwing it to first base, and it helps a lot. When you take that away, especially late in games, I hate it. I really hate this. The other rule that they put in place that I don't care about at all, they've slightly enlarged the bases. This helps twofold. One, you give a little bit more room on the base so there are less collisions, namely at first base, I think. And second, it slightly makes the distance between the bases smaller, so these bang-bang plays that now we review with replay, it's more likely that you're safe. They're just trying to get more guys to score. They're trying to create more offense with everything they do and make the game more exciting and a little bit more condensed. I don't think the pitch clock's going to come into play. Guys will get the ball and pitch it. I'm okay with the shift, even though I would prefer it stay. This pickoff thing's got me in a tizzy today. I'll be quite honest.
Yeah, no, that's the one that's I don't know. I think you're ruining a lot of the competitive advantages you could have as a pitcher, and I think it's just you're just pretty much kind of doing what people hate in the NBA for, and that's creating just more points. You want to see more action. I don't know, man. We'll see how that works in the playoff situation. I'm sure the great managers will figure out a way to take advantage of it. But
good luck trying to get the 13-year-old to look up from their iPad anyway and look up at the baseball game. It's probably not going to happen. That's just my opinion on the matter. That'll do it for hour number 1 here on a football Friday that got kind of deviated off the rails there pretty quick. We kept it to 4 minutes. I think that's okay. In hour number 2, we're going to go through the entire SEC football slate for the weekend. Michael Rothstein of ESPN's NFL Nation from the Atlanta site will join us at 2:15. Take it or leave it. And our final pick coming up. Thanks to Angel Oak Home Loans for bringing the opening hour each and every Friday here on Hunt and Hill. Hope your Friday's going awesome. Come back after Sports Center. Hour 2, the last of the week of Hunt and Hill.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
As a community bank, B1 Bank invests in relationships with the people and businesses we proudly represent. Our B1 bankers are here to help simplify the complicated, understand your needs, and make managing your finances easier. At B1 Bank, we offer an array of solutions to help simplify your transaction needs. B1 Bank, one highly personal banking experience. Visit us online at b1bank.com for more information.
I've got that blue sky, I've got that sunshine.
ITI's got all these programs. Once I started and learned everything about the school, it was worth it.
The challenges that ITI presented me with, it allowed me to build myself up.
All because of ITI, I actually was able to get a job within 3 months before graduation in my field.
Get the hands-on training you need for the job you've always wanted. With so many companies hiring right now, it's the perfect time to come to ITI Technical College. Enroll today for a better life.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Service Mastery Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Mastery Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Mastery Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. It's official now. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson will not get a contract extension before Sunday's season opener. No further talks will be held until after the season. Jackson will play this year under the 5th year of his rookie deal for just over $23 million. The Buccaneers open the season Sunday night on the road against the Cowboys. How are the Buccaneers feeling about quarterback Tom Brady's level of commitment? ESPN's Ed Werder.
It's hard to say. They seem to believe that he's, Todd Bowles said this week he's all in and he's totally focused. And I asked Todd when I spoke to him earlier this week, what has he seen in Brady that, he's demonstrated his commitment. And he said, all I need to see is him out working hard at practice every day, and that's what he's done.
Ed Werder on KJ and Max. Major League Baseball today passing a set of rule changes for next year, hoping to speed up play and increase action. Defensive shifts will be banned, and there will be a pitch clock. Men's semifinal day at the U.S. Open right now on ESPN. Casper Ruud about to play Karen Khachanov in the semis.
The new Venture X card from Capital One. Earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars and 5x miles on flights when you book through Capital One Travel, plus 2x miles on all other purchases. Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
1, 2, 3. Hunt and Hill. Hunt Palmer, Jeremy Hill, holding down the middle of the day. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, it's Hunt and Hill. Now on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hour 2, Football Friday, Hunt and Hill. Michael Rothstein from ESPN's NFL Nation, the Atlanta site, going to join us in 15 minutes to talk Saints and Falcons. But top of Hour 2 every Friday, we're going to dive into the Southeastern Conference football slate. Last week against the number, I was 7-3, as was Mr. Hill. Solid opening week performance. Let's see if we can keep it rolling. We'll go chronologically. Big noon kickoff on Fox, 11 a.m. our time. Number 1 Alabama headed to Austin, DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. The line is 20. What say you about this one, Mr. Hill?
Yeah, man, I just can't roll with the mullet man and the crew. I gotta think. Nah, sorry, buddy. I got Alabama. I gotta give me the points. I'll take it.
If I'm the Texas coaching staff, I am gonna show Quinn Ewers the footage of the Bengals Titans game in the playoffs last year. So you see, Joe, see how many times he got sacked, and they still won. Why would I show him that? Because if you look at Dallas and Anderson coming off the edge, Texas is going to have their hands full blocking those guys. And now Texas is going to have a quarterback for the first time ever in the biggest stage he's ever seen under pressure a lot. If he starts letting it rip down the field with these guys falling all over him and putting heat on him, Bama's going to start picking the ball off. They are going to turn the football over a ton. Sometimes on 2nd and 7, you just got to take a sack. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And Texas is not there from a personnel. This is a team that had a losing record last year. They are not there from a personnel perspective to play Bama, play for play, and then turn it over a couple times. take a sack, Quinn, and I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's going to throw it, and I think Bama's going to roll Texas as they do just about everybody they play in these early season non-conference matchup. Give me the Tide. I'll lay the 20 as well. Another 11 o'clock game on ESPN, sneaky little game. Arkansas hosting South Carolina. The Hogs laying 8.5. Where are you on that one?
I'm rolling with Arkansas on this one. I think, I know first week that was a good matchup for them against Cincinnati, but I think they got that kind of thing warmed up a little bit here. I think KJ is going to roll them. So, yeah, I got Arkansas.
I have my confidence level. You know this bowl confidence record when you do the bowl mania and you pick all the winners and you put them in confidence from 32 to 0, whatever. Mm-hmm. This would be like a 3 on my confidence meter here. I'm going to take South Carolina on the road. Second big game in a row for Arkansas. I'm sure the crowd's going to be hopping. I just need to lose by 7. I think I can lose by 7 on the road here. Hopefully Coach Beamer's turning the corner a little bit. I would love it if the Gamecocks went up to Fayetteville and won a game. But I'll take South Carolina over a touchdown and run with the points. All right, 11 a.m. game, this time on the SEC Network. Vandy.
Oh, goodness.
Vandy's 2-0.
Yeah, right.
They sure are. They're welcoming Wake Forest in. They are getting 12.5 points at home. Sam Hartman is back for Wake Forest in this game. Last year he threw for 4,200 yards and 39 touchdowns. He's a pretty talented dude at quarterback. Vandy at home, feeling good about themselves. Clark Lee's got it rolling, undefeated. They're not undefeated in Nashville a lot. They are right now 12.5 points. Will you take the Commodores?
Give me Wake Forest, please. I'll take Wake. I'm not ever betting Vandy.
I tried to sell it. I'm in sales a little bit. I tried to pump you up. Unfortunately, I got burned on my best bet of the year last year on Vandy. I can't go back. I'm a jilted lover. I can't go back to Vandy. So yeah, you're getting 12.5. Wake beats him by at least 2 touchdowns and rolls. So we're both on the Demon Deacons in that one. Another 11 a.m. kick. SEC getting their money's worth at 11 o'clock. This one on ESPN2. Missouri is headed to the Little Apple to play Kansas State. Of course, we saw them in the bowl game last year. 7.5. Kansas State is favored. What you say? Missouri pretty impressive against
Mr. Deuce.
Louisiana Tech last week. Kansas State
I'll go with
pitched a
Eli, man.
shutout.
I believe in Eli. Give me.
You don't believe in Eli. Don't just lie to all the people.
I'll take Mizzou, though. Give me Mizzou.
You don't believe in Eli for 1 second. I'm taking Kansas State. Love Deuce Vaughn. He is an incredibly exciting playmaker. I got yelled at on the Twitter machine because LSU got picked to play Kansas State in the Texas Bowl last year, and I said, I can't name one player on Texas Tech's team. And then Kansas State got real fired up and started hammering me with Deuce Vaughn stuff, and I said, folks, it's a Texas Bowl. I'm probably not going to get into an internet war with you, but enjoy. I hope you have a great holiday season. So, yeah, I'll take Kansas State. I'll lay the 7.5. We'll see. Eli needs to go win that game. That would be a big one for Missouri because I don't think it's going to go so hot in the Southeastern Conference. All right, the one we've all been waiting for, Appalachian State at Texas A&M, 2:30 ESPN2. Kyle Field. Appalachian State scored 40 in the fourth quarter last week. They're headed to College Station to play the number 6 team in the country, I should say. 19 is your number.
19. Give me Upstate, man. I mean, I gotta stick with my guns. I don't believe anything about A&M. I think they're bumping gums. I think they're all talk. They're all banner waving. They're recruiting classes and whatnot. Yeah, give me Upstate. Let's go.
So all the varsity's horns off, they say. I think the public may overreact here to the 40-point fourth quarter that I just told you about, and the game of the week, North Carolina, Appy State. Let me get on that Appalachian State offense. They gave up 62 last week. They're probably going to get pushed around pretty good in the heat in Kyle Field. I'll take a physical Texas A&M team to slow them down on defense, and I'll lay the 19 points there. Big game last year in Neyland Stadium. They'll return the favor in what was the artist formerly known as Heinz Field. Tennessee headed up to play Pittsburgh. Tennessee laying 6 points in this one against the Panthers, who were coming off an emotional win last Thursday against their rivals of West Virginia.
Yeah, I got Tennessee, man. I think I believe in everything in the Hyper. I like what they're doing. I think last year they probably had a little too many Milton snaps in that game, and
a lot too many.
Yeah, so I think now getting a full game, of Hendon, and obviously that they lose Pickett. Yeah, I got Tennessee.
I hope the volunteer fans are aware once you get up to Pittsburgh, if you go to the Three Rivers Casino, which I did in 2011 when LSU was there, you will be purchasing your beverages even if you are playing. So don't think you can just sit at a slot machine and get bourbon drinks all day. You can't. You got to pay for them. Mike Golick was there that night. Notre Dame was playing Pittsburgh the next day. Saw him in the poker room. And I won like $30, which at that point I thought was great. It's still great, but thought it was really great back then when I was making about $0. I will also take Tennessee. I think Tennessee can win this game by a touchdown. I will lay the points. I'm doing a lot of points laying these days in Southeastern Conference football. Not going to talk much about Stanford and Georgia, the Dogs. There is no line on the game, and Georgia's going to win by a lot. So enjoy that football time in Athens, OU Hairy Dogs. Kentucky at Florida. This game is at 6 o'clock Central Time on ESPN. Florida coming off a huge win last week. Kentucky played fairly well in their opener as well. Florida is a 6.5-point favorite. I would have not have guessed that was the line when we were talking about media days back in July.
Yeah, I never would have thought that either. To me, that's got to be the shock of the SEC this year to me is this Florida team and just how far Anthony Richardson can take them. So I'm going to keep rolling with that juggernaut. I was not impressed with what I saw from Kentucky, and then without Rodriguez going into this game, I just can't pick them right now. So I'm going to go with pushing Napier.
I think I like Florida in this game. I'm going to pick Kentucky. I understand the issues with Kentucky. You got no Wandale Robinson this year. Liam Cohen's gone as your offensive coordinator. You don't have Chris Rodriguez running the football for you. There are some issues there that they've got to get squared away. They've got a game in their rearview mirror. Hopefully they improve. I think that Stoops will have a good plan for Richardson now that you've seen what they want to do on offense. I think they'll keep it close. Florida may win it, but I like Kentucky to keep it within the 6.5. That's against everything I believe, but it's just that line feels so wrong from what my notion was as of 2 weeks ago that I'm just going to stick with what I thought then, and I'll go with Kentucky in that one. The only intrigue, there is no line on Ole Miss and Central Arkansas, is going to be a quarterback change here. They're going to go away from old Jackson Dart, and they're going to go with Luke Altmaier over there with Lane Kiffin's squad. Do you think that Altmaier starts in week 3 for Ole Miss? I don't care about the Central Arkansas game. Do you think he starts week 3?
I think so. I'm not going to believe in the Jackson.
They're
Dart
at Georgia
hype.
Tech.
Yeah,
next week,
I think Altmaier gives him a little more athleticism, which I think Lane really needs in this offense. He gives him a little more dual threat ability, and I just don't. Man, look, just was not blown away by Jackson Dart. And even in the spring game, I know it's just a spring game, but he didn't look good in the spring game either. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Altmaier.
All right, we'll see. That'll be a talking point for next week as they go to Atlanta to play a bad Georgia Tech team. San Jose State at Auburn, just 24 the number on this one. Auburn we think is going to be a little one-dimensional on offense. San Jose State played a close game with Portland State last week. They did win, but it was only by 4. It was a 21-17 game. You wouldn't think San Jose State's going to score many points in this game. 24 is the number. You willing to lay that on the Plains?
Give me Auburn. I think they're going to run them off the field. I just can't see them scoring enough points. If it was 31, maybe I could see it, but I think it's just they can't score. They may score a field goal. I just think that Auburn defense is going to be too athletic, too strong, and they're going to run the ball down their throat. They're not going to be able to stop Bigsby and the crew. So yeah, give me Auburn.
If the only reason I think not to take Auburn in this game would be if Auburn runs the ball so much and so well, the clock runs out and they just can't score enough to do it. But I like Auburn as well. Last one, Mississippi State and Arizona out west. 10.5 is the number. Mississippi State is laying it. Interestingly enough, in this game, Arizona last week beat San Diego State 38-20. San Diego State threw 16 passes in the game. Mississippi State's going to do that against this defense in the first quarter. So I hope Arizona is ready. You taking the Pirate laying 10.5, or you want those points with the Wildcats?
Man, give me the points with the Wildcats, man. I need the Pirates been bumping his guns. I can't give any Mississippi State and Starkville any more love around here. So yeah, give me the Wildcats. Let's go Arizona.
I'll take Will Rogers on the road to run a terrible team off their own field. Give me Mississippi State to cover the 10 points. So that's our look around the Southeastern Conference. We'll give you an update on how we did on Monday's show. When we come back, we're talking Saints and Falcons with Michael Rothstein, who covers the Falcons for ESPN's NFL Nation. That's next on Hunt and Hill.
Hunt Palmer and Jeremy Hill. It's Hunt and Hill.
The start of the NFL season is here, and the best place to practice your touchdown dance is on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. FanDuel is kicking off week 1 with the no-sweat bet for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a new customer and already have an account. You'll get free bets if you don't win. Just log in and see for yourself.
NFL slate is locked and loaded. You want to bet on Joe B and the Bengals, you got to lay 6.5. or you can bet the money line at minus 270. Black and gold, 5.5-point favorites, minus 240 on the money line on FanDuel. It is so easy to use. Just jump on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. If you're new to FanDuel, sign up with the promo code 1045ESPN to get started. That's promo code 1045ESPN. Either way, celebrate the return of football season with a no-sweat bet during Week 1. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 and present in Louisiana. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable free bet that expires in 14 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. You're somebody who has a gambling problem and wants help. Call 1-877-770-STOP.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Moscona inviting you to join us for a Football Friday edition of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We'll pick the biggest games of the week with Phil Steele, the Riot Radio Hours guest picker. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hunt and Hill, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Time for some NFL football this weekend. Had a big one last night and a full slate on Sunday. The Saints will be in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, taking on the hated Atlanta Falcons. Michael Rothstein covers the Atlanta Falcons for ESPN's NFL Nation. He joins us now. Michael, thanks so much for the time. How are you?
I'm great. I'm just glad to hear you guys didn't say that you hated me. I was like, what did I do?
No, I think they're good with you, Michael. Just not as much the team that you spend some time with. Is what I've told. I don't care about the Saints, but a lot of people around here really do, and we're fired up to watch some football on Sunday. Arthur Smith, year 2, last year 7-10. Would you call this a rebuild, reset? How would you explain where the Falcons are as a franchise right now?
I mean, any and all of those words would be applicable, but they don't like using the word rebuild. It's funny. Every coach I've ever covered, and I've covered a lot of rebuilds in my career, every coach I've ever covered does not like to use the word rebuild, at least football coaches. They've been harping on the word transition, that this is kind of a transition year because of all the dead cap they have. They have over $63 million in dead cap. A lot of that is tied into quarterback Matt Ryan, who is now in Indianapolis. And they have some Julio Jones money left over from the post-June 1st deal from last year. So there's a lot of money tied in that dead cap. It's a very young roster. It's one of the younger rosters in the NFL. They've essentially turned over all but one player in 2 different position groups, edge rusher, and, well, technically 2 players at edge rusher because Quentin Bell, who was on the practice squad last year, made the 53, and wide receiver were the only guy remaining on the 53 from last year is Olamide Zaccheaus. Saints fans, I'm sure, know who Olamide Zaccheaus is, but he is going to be their third receiver, their slot receiver, behind Drake London, should Drake London play, and he's officially listed as questionable, but he practiced all week, and Brian Edwards, who they traded with the Raiders for earlier this year.
Tell me about the quarterback spot. Is Marcus Mariota kind of auditioning to be the guy? Is he kind of bringing Desmond Ridder along? Where are they in terms of what the future at the quarterback spot looks like?
Yeah, again, kind of an any and all of the above situation. The way that is going is Marcus Mariota, for now, is the guy. If Marcus Mariota plays well, he very easily could be the guy going forward. He has a familiarity with Arthur Smith. They worked together in Tennessee when Mariota was drafted there, and then his first year as offensive coordinator in 2019 was actually the year that Mariota ended up being benched for Ryan Tannehill. But both of them have grown since then. They've both talked about that a lot, especially right after Mariota was signed, the same day they traded Matt Ryan to Indianapolis. But the reality is this, is if Mariota does not play well, if the Falcons do not play well, at some point one would think they're going to turn to Desmond Ridder just if for no other reason than to understand what they have in Desmond Ridder. Because this team, more than anything, needs to have a clear picture or a clear enough picture of what things are going to look like heading into the 2023 offseason when it comes to their quarterbacks. 2023 draft is, at least in theory, quarterback heavy and a good quarterback class, which this past year, we'll see what that looks like. But when you only have one quarterback taken in the first 2 rounds, that's not a great sign for the depth of your quarterback class. And Desmond Ridder was the second quarterback taken in the 3rd round. So they need to have an answer there, or at least a semblance of an answer there, because if things do not go well in Atlanta this year and they're picking high, they need to know whether they're going to take a quarterback for the future, or if they take somebody, if they feel like they have that guy in Mariota or in Ridder, then they can go take someone like a Will Anderson from Alabama who could solidify their defense, or a player at any other number of positions that they will potentially need this offseason.
When I think of very, very talented young players in football, I think you can't think of many better than Kyle Pitts. How confident are you in this front office and this coaching staff that they're going to be able to surround this guy with talented players around him and possibly make a deep playoff run?
This year?
No, not this year. This is for the foreseeable future. Not this year.
Okay.
Obviously.
I was gonna say this year. Let's be real, man. Like their roster is not set up for that this year. I don't believe it is anyway. You know, probably the only people in the building who maybe believe it is are the people in the building, right? That's about it. But I think, yeah, they're able to. Listen, Arthur Smith is one of the most innovative play callers in the NFL. I actually wrote a long piece about his influences and kind of how he sees play design and play calling that ran on ESPN.com on Tuesday. And the people who have influenced his career, guys like Gary Tranquil, guys like Mike Mularkey, have been among the more ahead of their time innovative play callers and play designers when they were coordinators. So I believe Arthur Smith, and we saw it a lot last year, because remember, by mid-season, once Calvin Ridley ended up needing to take time for personal reasons, Russell Gage was hurt the first half of the year, then came back and was Russell Gage is a fine player, but he's not a number one receiver. Cordero Patterson got hurt and then kind of was, not as effective as he had been in the beginning of the season, in the second half of the season. So that second half of the season, it was Kyle Pitts and kind of not a lot else in terms of high-level elite talent around him. And they found ways to get Kyle Pitts the ball. Kyle Pitts had the second best rookie season ever for a tight end. I believe Arthur Smith is capable of finding ways to get his best players the ball over and over again and put them in positions to where they can win one-on-ones or can get separation. And as they get more talent on this roster, and we're starting to see it, they drafted Tyler Algier, and they have high hopes for him. Cordero Patterson is back and healthy. They brought in Brian Edwards, and they obviously drafted Drake London with the number 8 pick this year. So they're trying to get more offensive skill position players around Kyle Pitts to take attention away from Kyle Pitts so he's not getting double teamed every single play. And once that happens, I think you can really see a lot occur with this offense. This team this year, I think, is built more towards what Arthur Smith would like to have than what it was last year when they were hamstrung by a lot of things, guys, like from salary caps to big contracts to just whatever. Arthur Smith wanting to kind of take an approach of, let me see what I have for a year and then figure out the best approach to go from there. And that was part of it last season, too, with the Falcons.
Michael Rothstein from ESPN's NFL Nation covers the Atlanta Falcons. You answered my next question there, which was what kind of guys on the outside does Atlanta have to deal with what could be a shorthanded Saints secondary? C.D. Deuce gone. Tyrann Mathieu didn't practice much today. We didn't see Paulson Adebo at practice today either. So you kind of answered that. The other part of it is the Saints now have Michael Thomas back at wide receiver, Chris Olave in the mix, Jarvis Landry in. They figure to be pretty strong on the outside. How do the Falcons combat what the Saints have on the perimeter?
Right. So the Falcons secondary is actually pretty good. I think it's the best overall unit on the team other than their special teams, meaning kicker, punter, long snapper. But their secondary in terms of offense and defense is probably the deepest and most talented portion of their roster. A.J. Terrell is one of the best young cornerbacks in the NFL. Casey Hayward's a former Pro Bowler. Yeah, he's a little bit older at age 32, but he is still capable of being a good starter. There's a guy named Darren Hall. He's their top outside backup. If they didn't bring Casey Hayward in, this guy could have easily been a starter and has played well in training camp and played well against other teams in training camp. So he's their top backup. Nickel is still a little bit of a question because Isaiah Oliver's on injured reserve right now. It's going to be Mike Ford or D. Alford as their starting nickel, probably. So there is a little bit of a question mark at nickel, but they are talented on the outside. A.J. Terrell can hang with any wide receiver in the league. We saw that last year. I'll be curious to see how much they go man versus how much they go zone. And I'm really fascinated to see what Michael Thomas looks like, guys. That's the reality of it. I think he's one of the more intriguing storylines of this game, Saints or Falcons, because we haven't seen him in so long.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
We haven't really seen him much with Jameis Winston, and who knows how that's going to go. So I really like what we could see in terms of matchups there. Like if the Falcons decide they want to have Terrell, and I don't know if they're going to do this. Last year they did not move Terrell with receivers all that much. They just did one time, I believe, in my recollection, and that was with Stephon Diggs. And that was because in part they were so incredibly shorthanded everywhere else. But I'll be curious to see how they decide to match up Michael Thomas. Do they have Hayward or Terrell follow him? And what does that mean for the rest of that secondary? The biggest thing with the Falcons is going to be, can they get pressure on Jameis Winston? If they can get pressure on Jameis Winston, and that was such a problem for them with any quarterback last year, where they had, 18 sacks, which is the worst in the league by 11. And they redid that whole edge rusher group with the exception of Ade Ogundeji. If they can get pressure on Jameis Winston, they've got a shot. If they can't get pressure on Jameis Winston, then it puts a lot of pressure on that secondary to be better than they probably can be, and that's not a knock on them because, like, any team that doesn't get a pass rush, and we saw it a little bit last night, I think, in the Bills-Rams game, when you don't get a pass rush, it causes major problems for you. And when you do get a pass rush like the Bills were able to on Matthew Stafford, look at what happens. Turnovers all over the place. So to me, that's going to be one of the biggest pieces. Can the Falcons, for the first time in a while, generate pass rush either from the edge or get enough pressure from the edge that allows Grady Jarrett to really push things in the middle?
Michael, we appreciate your time. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the football from Atlanta on Sunday.
Hey, thanks. Anytime, y'all.
That is Michael Rothstein from ESPN's NFL Nation, covers the Falcons. That's interesting. I didn't realize the pass rush was that bad last year. And obviously the Saints strong at center, strong at right tackle. We'll see what the left tackle spot looks like. But, yeah, if they keep Jameis Winston upright, I think the Saints will score some points. If there is some pressure, we know that there's a tendency to turn the ball over a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. As far as weapons on the outside, I still think the Falcons have got a long way to go there. That's a lot of young pieces they're relying on outside of Pitts, who's still very young. So I still like the Saints in this game, but that may be something to look at there. If the Saints can block them, it could be a long day for Atlanta.
Yeah, I think, you feel great about Terrell at the cornerback position, but past that, it's not much.
Unless he's guarding Jamar.
Yeah, that's you know how that's going to look. So, yeah, I think for the Saints, they probably feel confident going into this game. It's a big division game. If you can start the season off hot, put the Falcons in their place, you're going to be feeling good about yourself for sure.
Love Jamar.
Yeah.
Scored 2 touchdowns on Sunday. All right, let's come back and do some take it or leave it before our final pick. We are closing up shop here on a game day, football Friday edition of Hunt and Hill.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge with Hunt and Hill.
LWCC is Louisiana loyal. They are elevating and celebrating champions of Louisiana each and every day during the month of September, and every day here on Hunt and Hill this month, all month long. We're telling you about Metamore.
Yeah, Metamore, an institute dedicated to the study and treatment of metabolic disease and obesity, has been celebrated by LWCC as a champion of Louisiana. Located in Baton Rouge on the campus of Pennington Biomedical, Metamore is a one-of-a-kind facility, joining science, clinical research, and a variety of treatment modalities under a single roof to create a world-class institute.
Obesity is an issue here in South Louisiana, in Louisiana as a whole, one of the greatest risks facing Americans today. Metamore has not only become a life-altering treatment facility for citizens of our state, but it's become a medical destination for people around the world. Over 6,200 patients were treated by Metamore in 2021, and in doing so, they drastically improved their health outcomes and reduced the financial burden of living with a metabolic disease. It's all starting here in Louisiana with Metamore, and they are this month's Champion of Louisiana. If you know a Champion of Louisiana, nonprofit, person, business that's doing awesome stuff for our great state, let us know about it. Go to LWCC/Louisiana Loyal and nominate them to be a Champion of Louisiana so we can tell their story each and every day here on Hunt and Hill. LWCC, elevating and celebrating champions of Louisiana. LWCC is Louisiana Loyal.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast.
Jimmy on this Sunday, it's our 2022 season debut, Football Sunday. Magnolia Bluffs, Football Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon every Sunday, right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is Hunt and Hill on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Jarvis has a new jersey number.
Mm-hmm.
Going with 5. Mark Ingram back to 22. I can get on board with Juice wearing 5.
Yeah. I kind of would have loved to see him in the 14 or the 80, but hey, we can rock the single digits.
I don't like 14.
You don't like 14?
80 I'm in. I kind of like 5. 14,
not my favorite either, but hey, Juice, he'll swag the 5 out. I ain't worried about that at all. He'll make it work.
He's going to play hard on Sunday. I promise you that.
Yeah, for sure.
Paulson Adebo has been ruled out for the New Orleans Saints, so that hurts in the secondary. They're going to have to move some pieces around. It's just, it was so deep 3 weeks ago, and now it's not. So we'll see. If you're going to play a team that may not be able to take advantage of it, this might be a pretty good matchup for you with Atlanta. So we'll give you our final pick coming up in the next segment. All right, let's do some take it or leave it right now before our last segment of the week. I will start it up. After missing the rest of practice with what looked like an ankle injury caused from a cleat change, Dak Prescott says all signs point to him playing in the season opener against the Bucs. Missing a football game because your cleats hurt your feet. Take it or leave it.
I'm leaving that, but if someone's going to happen, I think it'd be the Cowboys. I'm sure Taylor Sharp's seen his fair share of blunders when it comes to his Cowboys. So if you're going to have your quarterback miss some time, why not be? Because he put on a pair of new Jordan football cleats. So
Sammy Sosa got hurt sneezing one time.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So
Dustin Johnson right before the Masters slipped down the stairs. Who did we have on last year? He was maybe somebody you played with that played for UCLA. And he was in Europe when he joined us.
Joe Fourier.
Joe Fourier.
Yeah.
I was like, I found this deal where it said you got hurt, like chasing your dog, and he was like, oh yeah, I was drunk and fell down, but now I guess it's over, so I don't have to worry about it. He just lied to the media, but I found the story about him. I was like, that's like. Yeah, Fourier. That is.
Yeah, man, my man Joe. Man, what are you going to do? He's doing NSYNC touchdown dances, so what are you going to do with a guy like that? So, yeah, what do you do? All right, here we go. All right, Joe Lunardi, he made his way to early bracketology for the 2023 college basketball season at the LSU Tigers, actually earning a trip to the big dance.
See that.
Are you taking or leaving LSU basketball, making a run to the big tournament?
What month is it?
It's
September? I'll take it. It's September. You got to have – this is like – July of football season. It's got to be all optimism right now. Yeah, sure, they can make it. They got some guys. I saw a sweet dunk from Trey Hannibal on the internet yesterday. Like he was running the break, throwing it down. Why not? They can make it. I'm not going to make it, but they could make it. I'm all in on that. That's good. All right, an article written by Ryan McGee. I love Ryan McGee. On the 2009 BCS National Championship game, the Texas Longhorns believe that if Colt McCoy plays the whole game, it would have seriously changed their fortune, saying Saban only had one title, could have lost to the Horns that night. Texas beats Bama with Colt McCoy. Take it or leave it.
I'm leaving this. I know
they could have.
Yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
This is the Greg McElroy era.
Yeah, right. It was not happening. That team was just going to rail them. And I know that if you read the article, they're like, oh, yeah,
title.
like, that's back when Texas, we're just coming off the Vince Young title and, Bama really wasn't. No. You were losing. It was over. It's going to look a lot like it looked. That game, same way as it looked Saturday. So just,
Wait a second. Let me look up this 2009 Texas roster. They might have some dudes on that roster. Colt McCoy was winning games.
Shipley.
Jackson Shipley was. Give me some players on this team. The Wikipedia page is no good. Got Will Muschamp as a D coordinator. That ought to give you a little confidence there.
It's Colt McCoy or bust, but still, I just don't see Mr. Shipley and the crew being enough to take down that Bama team.
Here we go. Jordan Shipley, James Kirkendall. That's not really helping anybody. Yeah, it's not.
Going against Marcel Darius and Mark Ingram.
I'm not giving you much confidence
Julio there. And no, sir, buddy.
Maybe.
Nah.
I choose to believe it. By the way, that's always my argument when someone gets hurt and they're like, "Oh, I really want to play him at full strength." It's like nobody took Alabama's title off the shelf because Colt McCoy's shoulder got hurt. Marcel Darius blew him up. It's just you win with who's out there. That's the way that it works.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think especially when they did win a title, they put their backup in and he saved the day. So that's Bama just doing Bama stuff. You take out this quarterback and you put the other one in, and then he wins the game. It's just I'm so sick of them. So sick of them.
Last one. Fire away.
All righty. Oh, yeah, this is your favorite one of the day. St. Louis pitcher Adam Wainwright and catcher Yadier Molina, they were showered with praise from the Cardinal faithful as they played in their 324th career start together, which is one away from breaking the all-time record. Are you taking or leaving? More major league organizations should be showering these Cardinal greats with more praise.
You should shower them with booze. All of them. And not booze like alcohol, like booze raining down. Yadier Molina. I'm so disgusted by this glorious send-off of Yadier Molina. Biggest jerk in the league, trying to fight people. His chest protector somehow has stickum on it so he can block a ball and it sticks to the chest protector. That's cheating. I don't like this guy. And sure, Cardinals fans think he hung the moon. His stats even aren't that good. I don't like Yadier Molina. I don't want to talk about Yadier Molina anymore. So we will not talk about Yadier Molina anymore. That is take it or leave it. Look. LSU and Southern tomorrow. We'll give our final picks in the next segment. Saints and Falcons tomorrow. I want to lay out our schedule for the weekend. We will have, starting tomorrow at 1:30, we will have Eagle 98 Point Game Day from Rouse's right there on Burbank and Lee. That'll be Charlie Hannegriff and Matt Musso. They'll be with us from 1:30 until 4:30. That's when the LSU Sports Network Radio Network takes over. That is myself, Brandon Taylor, and Marlon Favorite. We'll be in the TJ Ribbs Tiger One Village right down there between the ramps of the Assembly Center. We'll be on the air from 4:30 until 6. That's when we'll throw it into the broadcast team of Gordy Rush, Doug Morrow, and the voice of the Tigers, Chris Blair. Eagle 98.1 will have you covered in the Baton Rouge area through the game, 30 minutes after it goes final. I will be on with Marlon and Brandon once again. We'll be on for about an hour with the Tiger postgame show. And then 90 minutes after the game goes final, it'll be Charlie and Jeremy from right here in studio on Eagle 98.1's postgame show. They'll be taking your calls, reacting to what should be a celebratory day on campus, if not the most interesting game that ever happened. Also, on 104.5 ESPN on Sunday, we'll have Football Sunday. Jimmy Ott from up there at Magnolia Bluffs leading you into Saints. We will have the Saints on Eagle 98.1 in town, and we will actually have the Bengals against the Steelers on 104.5 ESPN if that's something that you are into as well. I feel like there's still some Bengals love in Baton Rouge. I think we got a little spike for the playoff run, which was good. Certainly, this town's black and gold. I fully support that. If you think it's annoying that those of us who are not cloaked in purple and black and gold kind of veer off and watch the Bengals a little bit, I hope that doesn't offend too many people at this point.
Look, I think you're going to see your fair share of 9-1 jerseys when the Bengals get the chance to make a chance to the Caesar Superdome. I think you're going to see a lot of that.
We'll talk about that now. Moscona's scared of that. He's like, I hate all these people who are going to be wearing Bengals shirts. Like, it's going to be an electric Saints environment in the Superdome when the Bengals go. There might be 200 people that spend some cash to go over there that are LSU fans that don't care about the Saints. 200 people, doesn't matter. It's not like the city of Cincinnati is going to descend on the quarter and take it over. The Saints are going to have 96% of the crowd. Now, I have seen some teams come in and shock me with how many fans they've brought. It was ridiculous how many 49ers fans were there in 2019. I was at that game. They had like 30% of the lower bowl area on the side I was on. It was like ridiculous how many people. The Steelers bring a lot of people, we know. But the Packers travel pretty well. The Bengals aren't going to do that. Like anybody that thinks that South Louisiana is going to like shed their Saints allegiance, throw on a Bengals jersey and go into the dome and like disrupt the Saints rhythm on offense. I just don't see it.
Nah, look, we played there in 2014. It wasn't many Bengals fans.
Well,
and then we weren't Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, but still, I think it's just that's not what the Bengals fans do. They're not going to travel in droves like that. I think the Saints, Moscone, ain't got to worry about that. Saints fans will be fine.
I think you will be just fine. All right, we'll take one more timeout. When we come back, our final preview and pick for LSU and Southern. Then we'll get on down the road. It is a Friday edition of Hunt and Hill.
This is Hunt and Hill on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The start of the NFL season is here, and the best place to practice your touchdown dance is on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. FanDuel is kicking off week 1 with the no-sweat bet for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a new customer or already have an account. You'll get free bets back. If you don't win, just log in and see for yourself.
All the games are posted for the National Football League and for the NFL. Alabama, 20.5-point favorite on Texas. On the FanDuel Sportsbook, Arkansas, 8.5-point favorite over South Carolina. You want to jump in there and get in on the action, you certainly can. It is easy to use, and the best part, when you win, you get paid fast. If you're new to the FanDuel Sportsbook, just sign up with the promo code 1045ESPN to get started. Promo code 1045ESPN either way. Celebrate the return of football season with a no-sweat bet during Week 1. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 and present in Louisiana. Refund issues and non-withdrawable free bet expires 14 days after receipt. Max refund of $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you or somebody who has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-877-770-STOP.
This week on DropBiscuit.com or wherever you listen to podcasts is our new series, Pops, the Louis Armstrong story. Pops is brought to you by New Orleans & Company. Check out NewOrleans.com and come visit New Orleans.
They said I was small, weak, said my heart wasn't strong enough. But I showed them what heart looked like, again and again and again. Mom got me the right care, the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Don't let people tell you who you are. Show them the right card, the right care.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I'm Jay Ducote.
I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jdacody.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 90.
On Mondays off the bench, we'll recap a full weekend of football. Where did LSU improve against the crosstown brethren? Plus, we'll recap all of CFB and the NFL as a whole off the bench, 7 to 10 a.m., 104.5 ESPN.
Hunt and Hill, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Winding down on a Friday edition of Hunt and Hill, a football Friday. We are live and local just about all day today. 7 to 10, it is off the bench. 10 to noon is Jimmy Ott's game time. Noon to 1, Hanny time, also from Rufino's. Kind of like a football Friday with their 3 hours together. We are with you from 1 to 3 on Hunt and Hill. Matt is with you from 3 to 6 on AFR. And we got Louisiana Prep Preview from 6 to 6:45. Catholic High Football follows that here on 104.5 ESPN. And tonight from 10 to midnight or thereabouts, Louisiana Prep Scoreboard with Cade Wasson and his cast of thousands. So lock us in all day long on your football Fridays here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. All right, let's do the Saints first before we get to our final pick with LSU. Saints and Falcons, noon from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Give me a final score prediction there, Mr. Hill.
Alrighty, here, Saints' first game. I'm going to be nice to the offense. I think the offense, I'm going to give them 30 points. I think they go out there, score 30. I'll give the Falcons 17. So I'll go 30-17. Saints win the first game.
That would be strong for the Saints. I think it's a little closer than that. I'll go 27-24. The Saints win a close one. They do not cover in the game, but they win it. Maybe by a field goal late. Welcome back, Mr. Lutz, to the lineup. Maybe that's a welcome sight for those Saints fans' eyes after what they had to witness all year last year, which was not all that great. So we both like the black and gold on Sunday over there in the ATL. Now time for our final pick.
Southern University at LSU in a football game, something that has never happened before.
You know, it's my first home game too, so I'm super excited about that as well. And certainly we want to, bounce back from a very heartbreaking and disappointing loss.
And the Southern Jaguars.
86-0 Southern basketball on grass.
Southern now goes from a lower level school in Florida Memorial to an SEC school, the Baton Rouge Battle.
Here's Hunt Palmer and Jeremy Hill's final pick.
Look, big day for the city of Baton Rouge, and I know a lot of people don't like FCS and SEC matchups, and I understand that totally. But Southern's going to get a lot of good out of this, and LSU will get to rinse the taste of last weekend out of their mouth. I just chatted with Mike Denbrock about 3 hours ago, and he said the week's been very good in terms of preparation. The guys have responded well. It's early in the season, a lot to play for, and they should enjoy Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. I don't know it'll be all that competitive. We broke it down about the things that we can look at in the game in the first segment of the show. But Jeremy, your thoughts on what you're looking for on Saturday and a final score?
Well, number one, I want to see special teams. I think that's something that's probably not the sexiest thing to talk about, but I want to see on all three phases. Then punt it well, then punt return it well, kick return, kick off, and then obviously, that field goal team. I want to see those guys, go out there and shore that up. And I think offense and defense, you're going to see the talent level. I'm not too worried about those two phases, but special teams get that shored up, and I think, going into that Mississippi State game, you should, feel a lot better about yourself than as you ended that Florida State game.
Final score?
Final score. I like the dramatic, intro we had to this Southern game that we're about to play, but I'm gonna go 51-3 LSU.
We're off by a point. I've got it 52-3 LSU. It's not going to be all that competitive. Southern got trounced by TCU a few years ago, smoked by Georgia a couple years before that. They just don't have the horses to stack up. But for LSU, handle the tempo, be where you're supposed to be, no coverage bust, tackle a little bit better. Offensively, let's see the tempo. Let's see Jaden Daniels get the ball out of his hands quickly to some of these guys, namely number 7. Get him the ball early and often, establish a little bit of running game. No mistakes. Just go out there and play a solid football game. I want to see Malik get some confidence in the punt return game, and I think LSU. Well, I know LSU is going to roll. It's just a matter of going out there and executing, getting that taste out of your mouth, getting your starters off the field in the second half, letting some young guys play, and get ready for a full week for Mississippi State next week. So you got 51-3. I've got 52-3. It is going to be it's going to be a sleeper in the second half, but that's okay. That's what it's supposed to be. And LSU, after last weekend's heartbreak, could use a little stress-free football, which is what we will get. Enjoy your day tomorrow out there on LSU's campus. If you're tailgating, it's going to be maybe some iffy weather in spots, but enjoy the tailgating day. Watch the band come down the hill, get in the stadium, watch the Golden Band from Tigerland in pregame, and then watch the purple and gold come out of the tunnel for the first time all year, and enjoy football in Tiger Stadium. It feels like we kind of take it for granted every once in a while. We got to take it away a couple years ago in a packed house. It's a sellout. There should be some people in there for the beginning of the game, and LSU just needs to look good. If they don't, there are bigger problems looming, but they should come out pretty fired up and play pretty well. That'll do it for us here on a Football Friday edition of Hunt and Hill. If you missed the show, you can catch it on demand, 1045ESPN.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or on YouTube. Bayou Ford Chat has been buzzing today. We appreciate that. Throw us a like if you could. First hour brought to you by Angel Oak Home Loans. Talked about LSU and Southern right out of the chute at the top of the show. Gave our Saints and Falcons preview at 1:15. Broke through the entire NFL slate, which is pretty good this week. So that was at 1:30. And then I complained about MLB rule changes at the end of hour number 1. I'm just really cranky about what they decided to do today in terms of the pickoff moves, but we'll live. Jeremy and I, 7-3 in week 1 against the spread on the SEC games. You want to check out our picks for the SEC games this week? That was at the top of hour number 2. Went through every single one of them. Michael Rothstein was really good breaking down the Atlanta Falcon on he's from ESPN's NFL Nation. That was at 2:15. We played our usual game, a take it or leave it at 2:30, and then as we will always do to end the show on Friday, we gave our final picks. We don't think it's going to be all that close. Coming up later today, Louisiana Prep preview at 6 o'clock. Catholic High. After that, Louisiana Prep scoreboard from 10 to midnight. Cade Wassan and his cast 1,000. Matt Biscona, the Riot Radio Hour a little bit later. He will drive you home 3 to 6. We'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Let's go Tigers and Saints. It's Hunt and Hill.